Some people confuse love with obligation. They think loving someone means saying yes, even when your body is screaming no. But let me tell you something. Making love without desire isn't love. It's emotional submission. And real love, true love, should never be born out of guilt or fear of losing someone. How many times have you forced yourself to be present when you weren't really there? How many times did your body show up, but your soul stayed behind? That happens when a relationship turns into a quiet exchange of favors. I'll give you what you want so I don't lose what I have. But in the end, you start losing yourself. You lose respect for your own desire. And love, which should be freedom, slowly turns into a cage. Loving someone doesn't mean being available all the time. It doesn't mean giving yourself when you don't feel like it. Your body speaks. And when it says no, it's because your heart is asking for a pause. The problem is, many people were taught that saying no means not loving enough, but it's not a lack of love to say, not now. It's maturity, it's self-respect, it's honesty. Because healthy love doesn't force, it awakens. It waits for the right moment, the right look, the right touch. And when it comes, it's real. Do you know what destroys most relationships? Not a lack of love, but fear. Fear of disappointing the other person, fear of not being enough, fear of rejection. And that fear makes people accept what they don't want, silence what they feel, and fake pleasure when deep down, there's only emptiness. But love that needs lies to survive is already dying. You don't owe anyone your body, your time, or your desire. Love is about sharing, not surrendering every time. And if someone only wants you when you give in out of guilt, do they really love you? Or are they just feeding their ego? Love isn't a negotiation. It's not an emotional contract. Love is a choice. And every real choice is born out of freedom. If one of you is there out of fear, pity, or habit, that's not love anymore. That's routine, and routine doesn't warm the soul. It just repeats the emptiness. Making love is about connection. It's about being whole, body, mind, and soul. When that connection fades, touch becomes just motion. And there's no pleasure in something done out of duty. The body feels it, the heart senses it. The soul grows quiet, because desire can't be faked. It's either real or it isn't. And when love is real, it doesn't need to be demanded. It simply happens. The problem is that, in most relationships, desire becomes a form of currency. People use their bodies to fix what's broken in their souls. They try to heal distance with sex, to silence emptiness with pleasure. But it never works, because desire doesn't grow from need. It grows from presence. You can lie next to someone and still feel miles apart. When love turns into routine, the spark fades. When desire is demanded, it dies. When your body is used to please someone instead of express connection, pleasure becomes a burden. And over time, the body starts to resist. The mind makes excuses. The heart closes off. And that's when people mistake emotional distance for lack of love. When really it's your body saying, we need to reconnect first. Making love isn't about quantity, it's about quality. It's not about frequency, it's about connection. It's feeling desired because you're seen, chosen, and appreciated, not because someone is lonely or used to having you. When that truth disappears, the relationship becomes a performance, a show of kisses without soul, touches without meaning, and bodies pretending connection that no longer exists. Real love respects the space between two bodies. It understands that desire moves in cycles. There are days of fire and days of silence, and both are sacred. Love also means knowing when to wait. Not tonight doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I want to feel connected again before we meet that way. But society doesn't teach that. It teaches that love means giving in, that partners have rights, that your body belongs to the one you love. And that's why so many people live relationships where affection is an obligation and intimacy becomes a task, where peace is kept at the cost of truth. But love that has to be forced to look okay on the outside is already broken inside. Desire doesn't die from lack of touch. It dies from lack of soul. It dies when there's no admiration, no curiosity, no emotional connection left. Desire is born from how we feel emotionally seen, not just physically wanted. When that fades, the eyes go dull, the touch feels empty, and both hearts stop meeting halfway. And yet so many people settle. They get used to passionless love. They learn to live in half-light. They call routine peace when really it's numbness, because loving without desire is just surviving love, not living it. No one should have to force their body to keep someone. No one should use sex as anesthesia for loneliness. No one should confuse giving with losing themselves. When love is real, your body wants because your heart wants. And when your body doesn't want, love waits. It takes courage to say no, because most people were raised to please, not to listen to themselves. They were taught to avoid conflict, even if it costs their self-respect. But what's the point of keeping someone beside you if you have to betray yourself to do it? If you have to fake it, something's already broken. If you have to give in to avoid an argument, you're buying peace with pieces of your soul. And if the other person can't understand that your no is also an act of love, they don't really know what love is. Making love only when you feel like it isn't selfish. It's honest. It's saying, I want what we share to be real, not just routine. Because when the body says yes for real, the pleasure is different, deeper, truer, transformative. The touch becomes communion, and love, when born out of freedom, grows stronger. Love isn't measured by how often two bodies meet, but by how deeply two souls understand each other. Making love is a result of truth, and truth can only live where there is respect. So next time someone tries to make you feel guilty for not being ready, breathe. You don't need to prove anything. Who truly loves you won't pressure you. They'll wait. Because real love doesn't rush. It knows that pleasure isn't just in the body, it's in presence. Making love without desire is like singing a song you don't feel. The notes may sound right, but the soul is silent. And a relationship without soul is like a house without light. You can live there, but it never feels warm. Stop confusing giving with surrender. Stop thinking that love means constant availability. True love begins when you respect yourself, when you understand that your body, your time, and your desire deserve the same dignity you give to others. Don't accept touches born from loneliness. Don't lie down out of guilt. Don't hold someone out of fear of silence. If you're going to make love, let it be because your body wants it, your mind desires it, and your soul says yes. Anything else is a lie, and love can't survive where truth is missing. Love doesn't need effort, it needs connection. It doesn't need perfection, it needs presence. And when desire is born out of freedom, touch becomes sacred, the meeting of two worlds, not two obligations. You're not responsible for someone else's pleasure. You're responsible for living your truth. Love that demands all the time isn't love, it's control. And love that respects your rhythm is the only kind that lasts. Making love only when you truly want to is not selfishness. It's integrity. It's saying, I'd rather touch you with honesty than possess you out of habit. Because the love born out of freedom is the only one that endures.